Hello, lovely. I am just dropping into the group for a few minutes to beam you love and let you know that you are not alone if you are feeling like many of us. Like it's been a total shit show these past couple weeks, and we're not out of the thick of the woods yet. Oh my God, I looked up and I just saw like there's a wasp's nest being built right over my head. Of course there is. Of course there is, because that is how it's been. So we're in the middle of Mercury retrograde. We've had a couple eclipses. Stuff is square to other stuff. I'm not an astrologist. And I'm a highly sensitive, intuitive. And so like many of the people in this circle are picking up on the heavy duty energies that are flowing through right now. So I just wanted to drop in and say you're not alone. It's one of those times where even the most spiritual people I know are like, in private conversations going, WTF. So if you've been noticing that there's been an uptick in foibled communication, stuff going awry, things, unexpected delays, things not going as they, as you expected, this is now the time to draw on your tools to ground whenever possible. I am outside right now and I don't know why. It's like they have a sixth sense, my neighbors. Like whenever I'm online or on a video, especially lately, it's like, I think we need to whip out our power tools right now. But that is totally par for the course right now. So I'm rolling with it. So this is what I would like to offer you. A few tools to kind of help ease this time. And one of them is actually enlisting the help of not a goddess, but a god or archetype or figure or energy. So, this was brought to my attention a little while ago by a dear friend who was like, oh yeah, if you're having a tough time with Mercury retrograde, like just make an offering to Mercury. And I was like, tell me more. So here is the deal. You don't have to, it's not about like believing in an echelon of deities. It is about setting an intention, making an offering to the universe, and asking for help, right? In the same way that we call on our guides, in the same way that we call on our angels, etc. So a little Mercury retrograde hack that I learned is to make an offering to Mercury himself, just to say, hey, have mercy on this mortal. Be kind, bring a little ease this time through, right? He loves coffee and caramel. So very often I'll just like run and get a caramel macchiato or something from the local cafe / Starbucks. You want to go to a natural setting, maybe a little woody area or something like that. I just go to a copse of trees in my backyard. I'm so fortunate to have one. And but it really can be any natural setting, okay? And then you just bring that offering out, you leave it, set a little intention with it as you place it there, and then leave it for at least 24 hours. It's okay if the animals come get it, if it's okay if it knocks over. If it doesn't, which just happened to me recently where everything just kind of sat and coagulated. I was like, of course it did. Then just, pour it into the ground, right? Like one from my homies, like just pour it in the ground and set your intention and really just, because we are connected with the natural world, there are unseen forces that are always willing to come to our assistance and aid anytime we ask for them. So it's really tapping into that. And it's fun. I think it feels fun. It feels like when I do this, I feel like I'm connecting with souls who walked the earth many hundreds and even thousands of years before me, and what they did when they were dealing with crazy circumstances like we sometimes find ourselves in, right? And I know I'm making light of this, and there could be some really heavy stuff going on. Old traumas being reawoken. This is one of the things about a retrograde period, is that it's a great time for looking back on the past. It's a great time for tapping into your intuition. For those of you, many of you like me are entrepreneurs, like it's a great time to go back to like old contacts and old leads, and just kind of like, it's not the best time to start new relationships necessarily, just because during time periods like this, they do have a nasty tendency to end up with like little surprises. Like, that's true of eclipses and it's true of retrogrades. So you put those together and it's like, woo, girl, we are having a thing right now. So, but all that to say, we can leverage it. Like, we can leverage this time. So this is like the two pieces that I want to take you out of here. Like, one is, how can you leverage unexpected time, unexpected delays? What is something in the past that you could bring to completion? What is something in the past that you can reflect on, even just to kind of gain new insight and be able to move forward, right? So a lot of that stuff is coming up to be healed and resolved, and because of the time that we're in, the vibrations are so high, the energy is so intense that it's like things where stuff that we used to have years to process is now like, you've got about 2 minutes, go. So like, so if it's feeling sometimes a little fast and furious, take heart. You are not alone. It's kind of part of this time. And we as sensitives, we as intuitives are learning, we're being trained right now. Like our systems, whether sometimes it feels like whether we like it or not, our systems are being expanded. We're being recalibrated so that we can manage higher and faster levels of energy, because things are moving faster. When we talk about instant manifestation, that's what we're talking about, right? We're shifting into a time where that time lapse that we've become so used to living in a 3D world, where it's like, first I have to have the thought, then I have to say the thing, then I have to do the thing, and then I see the result in the world. And that timeline, that sequence is like collapsing and becoming collapsing in a good way, right? Where we're becoming like really seeing the illusion of time as the illusion that it is, if that makes sense, right? So we're needing less time to process stuff. We're needing less time to deal with stuff, which can sometimes feel like, really, all at once? Like, is it necessary? Can't we just kind of slowly meander our way through this process? Times are a-changing. So there's that piece, right? How can we leverage this time? How can we have a different perspective on this time? And then the other piece is self-care, 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 self-care. I cannot overstate that. It's no longer a nice to have, okay? This is foundational. It's foundational to our physical and mental and emotional health. It's foundational to our creating what we want to create in the world. So if you're having a tough time with it, as I am right now, as so many of the people that I know are having right now, where the fit is just hitting the shan, and I think you know what I'm talking about, be easy with yourself. Okay. So one of the things I've been doing is like whenever possible, I bring my laptop out to my back porch and work back here just so I can hear the lovely wind chimes, so I can feel and breathe the fresh air, so I can like be able to step into the sunshine easily, you know, put my feet on the ground easily. What are ways that you can weave in a little bit more pleasure? Maybe it means, you know, having a bouquet of flowers, you know, within view. Maybe it seems last week I took an entire day to just get my hands in the dirt and play in my yard, play in my garden, because I really needed to ground, like literally ground. And so what are you needing? Are you needing to put your feet on grass or sand? Are you needing to hear the sound of the ocean? Are you, you know, what is your soul? What is your body craving, right? Craving in that sort of like, there's a difference between the frenetic, like, let me stuff what I'm feeling, right? We know the difference with that when we're like overworking, overeating, overstimulating, that sort of thing. We can tell the difference. It has like it has a nervous energy to it. It doesn't feel like calm and peaceful when we think about it. It feels like, oh, I just gotta have another brownie. I can relate, okay? And we are being invited right now to really tune in to the nuances of our intuition, to the nuances of our desires. So self-care can be as simple as, you know, like me, I took my, you can see my dishes. I took my breakfast, you know, on my back porch today. Where I can hear the birds, you know. What is it, you know, can you pet your animals? Can you go for a drive with the top down? I don't know, like, or windows open or what have you, like whatever it is that will bring you to yourself, bring you to calm, enlist those unseen forces. The natural world, Mama Gaia, so much wiser than we are. She's been here longer than we have, and she will outlast us, okay? So this is, you know, like tap into her, tap into the trees, you know? I'm not kidding when I say like hug a tree, or even just imagine hugging a tree and saying like, hey, can I hand some of this over to you? Because trees are not only wise beings, they are amazing recyclers of energy. We all are. I mean, that's what we do, right? Everything is energy. But they are like super, super wise, and they do it in a different way that we do. So like connect with your local tree and just say like, it's been a little heavy lately. Can I share some of this with you? And they will just take it, and it gets dispersed through their roots, through their branches, to that great recycle bin in the sky. You know, the recycle bins of the universe can help you process this energy, okay? We are tapped in. We are 100% tapped in. So when I say you're not alone, I mean that you're not alone in this experience, okay? Everyone is having a bit of a time right now. At least many people. Of course, I can't say like every single being in the universe, but talking about right here on this planet, in this dimension, many of us are having a time. And, you know, and also we're not alone in that. We have the natural world, we have the fairies, we have the angels, we have whatever your belief system supports. You know, we have the goddesses or, you know, these archetypes, right? Whatever resonates with you, lean into that, tap into that, you know, call upon your name for that universal intelligence, right? So, beaming you so much love. You are not alone. You are so supported, and I'm here for you. This group is here for you. And anyway, I just if you've been having anything like the week or two or three that I've been having, then My heart goes out to you, and let's get through this together, with ease and grace, and perhaps even some pleasure. This is what's keeping me afloat, is weaving in the pleasure, even when it seems counterintuitive, even when it's like, oh, I should just get back to work. Oh, there's so much to do. Oh, I just have to, like, deal with this situation that's like reared its head, blah, 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 blah. We always have time. We always have time for 5 minutes of breathing, grounding, talking to someone we love, listening to someone who makes us laugh, hugging a tree, petting a cat, whatever brings you joy. All right, my love. Mwah. From my heart to yours, I love you. Take what you need and pass it on. Ciao.